Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome back to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. I am your host, M. Teresa Lawrence, and now we continue our conversation with our beautiful host, with our beautiful guest, Muriel Blanc. She could be the host, she could be taking over. We continue our beautiful discussion with Muriel Blanc, our guest, and when we left off, she was talking about manifesting and the power of words and the way we talk to ourselves. So share with everyone, how is it that we are all releasing all these things, what we must do in order to get to the next level of manifestation?
So the first thing, the most important thing, is truly taking a good look into the mirror of where we are at and all the experiences we have had in our life, good, bad, ugly, whatever. And then look as just one question: is this servicing you? Is this servicing your dreams, your life that you want to experience? So if the answer is like, well, not really, I want to change job, or I want to change this, or I want to change that, then you need to, again, be authentic and true to yourself. And then you need to say, the life I want to experience, my dream is this, this, and this. And again, you're going to use all your senses. You're going to see yourself doing that. Now, just to kind of give you something to think about, I was called to go to Egypt, and my spiritual team told me I needed to go to Egypt. That was in 2019. Now, in 2019, I was scheduled to speak in 2020 as a master healer in India. I was invited for 7 days, and I had said yes. And then when my team, spiritual team, my angels, told me no, I canceled that trip to India. And I was diverted to go to Egypt. And one of my clients talked to me out of the blue and said, "What are you up to?" And I said, "I'm going to go to Egypt, but I have no idea how and when." And he made it happen. He actually told me, "I'm doing it for you just as a gift." And I had the most transformational life experience in Egypt in January of 2020. Now, I flew back here, and 3 months later, all the world was shut down because of COVID. If I had gone to India at the time I was supposed to, I would have been stuck in India for a year and a half. So it is very important to be in tune with all your senses, with the messages from the divine, and paying attention. Now, if you have too much junk inside you, you are not going to be able to listen. And you're going to say, well, my prayers are not answered. Your prayers are answered all the time. You just don't know how to look at them or see them. So if you see them in a different light from God's above, then you can see your prayers are answered. Now, sometimes they're just answered because you're meeting someone that unexpectedly you didn't know you were going to meet. And that's how things can transform too. So you have to really be authentic to yourself. Now, last tip for this: take a good look into a mirror. Go into a mirror, into the bathroom, and look at yourself across. Is the mirror smiling at you or not? So if it's smiling, then you can manifest, right? So if you're saying, for example, I'm handsome, I'm beautiful, and you're smiling, the mirror is going to do that. So if you're in a mood where you're always down, then the mirror, which is the universe, is going to reflect that back to you. So as a reflection, and of course, we cannot be all upbeat all the time, but you need to smile at yourself. You are the creator of your own reality, of your own life, good, bad, and the ugly all together. And I have experienced all of that.
Yes, and it's amazing to get to the point where you realize you're actually responsible for everything that happens in your life. I know it's kind of difficult to deal with that, but it's the truth. So, and now, And now we're going to discuss Muriel's second book, Eternal Echoes, The Alchemy of Resilience After Losing Someone to Cancer. She wrote this book after losing her husband to cancer, and the reason we're bringing it up is so many of us have family members with cancer, and her book is a beautiful story of how to cope and deal with that, and she helps people deal with that. So, Muriel, if you could discuss, I want the love story first. I'm not going into the book first. I like the touchy-feely. It's love. I like love. So let's talk about the love and then talk about the journey of you healing your husband and then the book.
Absolutely. So it's very interesting because I met my husband on Facebook. No, not into the dating side of Facebook. We were just commenting on posts. And then he liked my post, he liked my comment, I liked his comment. And then I sent him a message and I said, hey, I like your post. And he responded back. And then I told him, hey, hi, don't bite, you can call me. And so he actually called and I said, hey, I need to know who you are, right? So please do a video call. So he didn't ever know how to do that. He was older than me. So he figured out with the help of his son how to do that. And so we had a video conversation, and then he fell madly in love with me and proposed to me within the third conversation. I know I can hear all the audience are, what? And so we did, he was in Arizona, I was in Connecticut at the time. So we did long distance and talking every day for hours, like 6-8 hours at a time. It was wonderful. And then he went and he had a beautiful voice, so he was singing to me and serenading me through the video call. So that was totally beautiful. So I told him, you will have to come and yes to your proposal. And so he came and we got married in Connecticut. And then, we didn't know he was sick or anything. He was very looking healthy and everything. And yes, as a master healer, I do not tune in all the time. I was just happy to be in love and so forth, so on. And so then he went to work one day and hurt himself. And then we had to do a CAT scan, and then we heard the word, your husband has cancer, and he has brain tumor, and it's not operable, and if we do, it will be a vegetable, okay? And so I was not, again, determined to hear that. I didn't want to hear it. And I did a lot of research. And no, we did not do chemotherapy. That's a personal choice. However, we did targeted radiotherapy to remove the brain tumor without any surgery. So in other words, that's a new technology out there. The lady who perform this was absolutely amazing. It took 10 sessions to do it. Mm-hmm. It was totally beautiful. And so we had 9 months of living our life and thinking everything was fine. And then the cancer has spread through his lungs and through his kidneys, liver, and everywhere else. Now, I want to share that my husband was also a donor, okay? So when he passed, he gave part of his body that was healthy. And he gave his sight, and a blind man was able to see.
Oh, that's beautiful. And in the book, talks about the journey you went through, going through that. So if anybody in your family is diagnosed with cancer and is going through struggles, Muriel's book actually discusses her journey and can help you cope with that issue. But that's a beautiful story of love. I mean, imagine meeting via Facebook, but not really the dating sites. That's
Yes.
So with families dealing with cancer, are there any insights that you can give the whole family or even the caretaker?
Absolutely.
Of what can help them get through it? Because, if you're madly in love with somebody mm-hmm. and they pass, it's like your whole world is leaving you.
Right.
But it's really, there's a point where you have to disconnect and go, that's their journey, and I'm deeply grateful that they were in my life.
Right.
So
it's very important to understand that first of all, cancer cannot survive into an alkaline environment. Now, studies have been done, scientific documents have been done since 1928. So there are a lot of things out there that you need to learn how to navigate when someone that you love has been diagnosed with cancer. Now, whatever method you choose is obviously a personal preferences. But the first tip I'm giving you today is you need to research so you can maybe have alternative treatment. And again, in the example I was saying earlier, targeted radiotherapy I didn't even know existed until I did research, and I came to find out it was only 15 minutes away from my home that this lady was able to perform this. So imagine when a doctor tells you he will be a vegetable, we cannot operate on his brain, and you go to a different doctor, and without any surgery, they can remove the brain tumor. So what's going to happen when you hear those words? You're going to feel like your world has changed, it's collapsing around you. And this is going to take your strength and resilience to not let that bring you down. And sometimes it's very difficult. So you're going to have to meditate, you're going to have to pray, you're going to have to continue to do the things that bring you joy, whether it's writing, painting, yoga, whatever suits you, going to the gym. And if you do that, no, you're not selfish. You have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of someone who has been diagnosed with terminal cancer.
Okay, and with that, we're going to be right back to continue this because this is so important. We have to take care of our caregivers because we need them. And thank you, Muriel. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.